what he said was going to happen hasn't happened. He said, "Oh, in a couple of weeks, I heard." He didn't. It wasn't even from him. He said he heard from someone who told him that in a few weeks we'd hear all these terrible things, and we didn't. There was one supposed allegation that has not, but it led to no arrest. People who commit crimes against children are usually the quickest to be arrested, extradited. They
Yep.
they raid them. I watch SVU, and I'm a paralegal in a different type of field. I know how
Yeah.
this works.
I
It
respect you for
hasn't
that,
happened.
Andy. I really do.
Well, you're welcome. Well, yeah. It's he's always
Oh,
on
I love
Instagram.
SB. I used to stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning in the summer watching that stuff.
It's a great show, and if he actually did something, he'd end up being on an SVU episode. He'd be the subject of one. I don't think that's going to
Yeah,
happen.
and what's the guy? Hector Gomez said, "Oh, it's very likely he never plays again," and they said, "Oh, it will be on the Bauer." And what's the guy from the other
Yeah,
guy?
Felipe.
Yeah, he said,
Felipe.
"Oh, it will be Bauer and Velasquez level," and that was before I left for Spain, and that was like what 2 weeks into the investigation.
It was
3 weeks.
3 months ago.
Yeah.
It was 3. Yeah, so that's 3 months ago. He then so and he said he came on the radio after that a few weeks later. He
Yep.
said, "I'm only even worried about this because the person who told me this is the person who told me about his contract extension. But a person who tells you about someone's contract extension isn't involved with the police investigation, and who knows why he would tell him that? He could have been guessing." So he said, and then they asked him. They said, "Well, are you surprised? Is everyone there surprised? Or do people know Wander to not be a good guy?" He's like, "No, everyone knows Wander. He's a good guy. He's a good guy." He's like, "But I'm worried because of who told me this." So that's all he said.
Yeah, I heard that.
He should
Let me
say.
let me ask you a question. With or without, let's say Wander doesn't come back. Can they win a World Series without him?
Yeah, without him, yes, but they need to have better health on the pitching staff, and they can't win it without him and Brandon Lau. That was the problem. I mean, I think if they'd had Brandon Lau, they would have at least maybe been able to win one of those, and who knows? They didn't have Lau, and they didn't have Raley either. So they were without three.
Let's say we make it to the World Series next year. Is any chance Shane pitch in that? That's what, 14 months?
Yeah, it's possible. He could maybe come back as a reliever. It's possible.
And Springs maybe before the All-Star break?
Yeah.
Rasmussen probably after, because he had a internal brace, which is probably the same thing as Tommy John.
Yeah, and that's his third time. He's had 2 Tommy Johns. But they're going to get
Shane Baz. That's a sleeper.
Coming back.
Yeah.
He's coming back. They'll still have Littell. They'll still have Taj, maybe. They released
Taj.
Fleming.
He reminds me of Archer. I mean, if he can develop another pitch, man, he'll be. He kind of reminds me of McClanahan, but he just, I don't know. He had some great spots. He'll learn from it.
He's a kid after all. He's 22.
Yeah,
barely.
Yeah, I got 2. I got his Bowman Chrome auto, and I have his other prospect auto. So,
well, if they trade Glass now, they'll get some sort of pitcher in return. If they do that, I don't know if they're going to do that or not.
The only way if we had all our pitchers healthy, I say we could have traded him. But with our injuries, McClanahan's out for the year. Springs maybe May or June. Rasmussen, you're looking at maybe a little July. I don't, but
I wouldn't either. But I wouldn't do it either. But then again, they've signed a free agent pitcher every year since 2018. Remember, they signed Eovaldi, they signed Morton, then they signed Michael Wacha, Rich Hill, who weren't all that good. They signed Archer. Now he wasn't good either, and they signed who am I forgetting? Kluber, and then they signed Eflin. So they've been signing free agent pitchers every year. So they'll probably sign another who no one will. It won't be a big name, but it'll probably work out and be pretty good for us. They signed Littell too. He turned into a starter.
Yeah.
So
what are the chances this investigation drags into spring training? I hope it's over by then, and then I'm like, oh, it's a distraction, and he's stuff like that.
Well, I don't believe in distractions. Anything can be a distraction if you let it be a distraction. As far as it dragging into spring training, The only reason it could drag that far is because they're not really doing anything. It's not an important case to them. It's a high profile case because he's a celebrity, but it's not a serious case. I mean, it's not as serious as some of their other cases that are going on down there in a country that has a lot of issues. We have them
Yeah, a
too
lot of
in
what do
America,
you?
but we have more people to look at to there's terrible
Yeah,
things that happened there. I mean, his worst accusation, and flimsy one at best, was that he had some sort of relationship with a 14-year-old, but she then rescinded that anyway. And then
yep,
I heard that she's of age. So what's the worst thing that he's accused of doing now? He's not. Everything's all vague. So it's not an important case for them. That's why it's taking so long. They're not investigating. Like T. Cross is acting like they're constantly spending every day investigating. They're not. They have more important things to worry about down there. And
yeah. Like
MLB
there's a
said, well,
murder
it's fine.
case
It's the
that
off
they haven't even got to yet,
right.
or maybe
But
they're
MLB
just I
said,
don't
look,
know.
if no, they'll say MLB will say if you find something on him, let us know. If not, don't rush because we have the whole off season now. So just because it's taking a long time doesn't mean they're doing anything. They took the first few weeks, nothing happened, and that's why I don't believe they've got anything. Something could happen. I don't know, but I don't. Like I said, usually if someone commits a crime against a child, they do is what they can to immediately arrest them or extradite, and they
And
haven't done
I
that.
know back
They
in
haven't
what
extradited.
September they hired the like it was like special for adolescents, and I'm like, that's just who
Well,
was
yeah, of course they did.
yeah,
Well,
because
anytime a crime is anytime someone who's could be an adolescent, even if they're lying about it, makes a complaint or says raises a concern, they have to use that department to research it.
yeah,
That's always how it is. It
um,
happens on SVU too. There's plenty of SVU episodes where people were they actually lied and made up accusations. There were times
yeah,
that
like
happened. That's how it is in real life.
the teacher, and he was found innocent, and it was the gym teacher that was found guilty.
No, the gym teacher was the one that was accused, and it turned out it was a student, not the gym teacher.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And he
yeah. I
lost his
wasn't watching
job.
that.
He did still, unfortunately, he did lose his job because of that. But that was remember that's that's a little different. But yes, so it happens. I read a comment in Hector Gomez's post. He reposted what Mark said. Someone posted in the comments that that Wander's got a lawyer in the DR and they want to go after this gal for extortion and making this up to try to ruin his career and try to get her
Yeah,
arrested, which I wouldn't be surprised. But again, I don't know whoever said that. I'll have to try to talk to that person and get some more information out of them. I don't know if I can find them and if they'll even talk to me. The fact that
yeah.
people are that know him all talk to me is why would they talk to me if he did this? They wouldn't want to talk to me. They're very nice people, all of them.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
they're very nice people. All right, I got to scoot off here, Eric. My phone's about to die.
All right, well,
So,
Andy, you're probably one of the smartest people I know, and probably one of the most. I mean, I wasn't trying to get you going. I apologize.
it's all right. I just remember when T Cross or any of these people say things, you're again, I like Tom actually. He's actually a pretty good guy, but again, they don't do as much research into this as I do. Their job is to go on the radio and yell and get people fired up and get people listening, and he does a
Yeah,
really good job. But he's also the same person that said that the Lightning needed to trade Kucherov if they ever wanted to win a cup.
and we
He
won
said
two
that the
cups,
Rays would
almost three in a row.
That's right. He also said that the Rays would not stay in St. Pete. They've got a deal now to stay in St. Pete. So he's not. It's not like he's always right. And his information on Wanderers doesn't really have much more than anybody else. So he's just guessing. I could go on there and say something different, but I don't. I'm not on the radio because I don't like doing that type of stuff. I don't even
You said
listen to
his
them.
lawyer is trying to um go to civil court for the girls.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't hear that. I didn't say that. Someone posted that on Hector Gomez's page.
Okay, okay,
And
okay.
no, it didn't say civil court. It said criminal court because extortion is a criminal offense actually. Although I
Oh, okay.
wouldn't blame him if he's exonerated of all this. I would go to he could go to civil court to get the money back and try to. But keep in mind about civil court that if you try to get money in a civil proceeding and the other person that you sue has no money, then there's nothing you can do about it. So it'd probably be a
No
waste of
money.
time on his
Yeah.
part.
Well,
Yes, I
if
know
she's
this
driving, I
very
mean,
well because
yeah, Lordana or whatever her name is, someone said, "Oh, she's
That's not
14," but
even a
like
real name.
she's 18. And then she was like,
She's
"Oh, I
not
never
14.
had a relationship with a ex MLB player."
She's a nasty woman, or whatever she is. She's a nasty, disgusting person. I truly believe that.
And
Who's
then the
probably jealous if he
other,
was with another woman.
and then the other girl, I don't remember her name is.
Never got her
She was
name.
on Instagram and Twitter.
Oh well, that she's 20. She announced her birthday. She's 20. You mean Oh God, I can't remember her name now either. But yes, she's 20 years old. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
very
I know you got
attractive
a
one.
skill,
And
but I
then
mean, it's like when the day that if he gets exonerated, I haven't been okay mentally, and you probably, I appreciate
neither have
you.
I. That's why.
Take deep
Well, neither have
breaths.
I. What? Yes. Well, I haven't been either. That's why I decided that the best thing to do is to go start talking to people who might know him and might be able to give me some more information that would kind of make things make a little more sense. And I've been able to do that. I share you
Yeah,
that information. I share it with you, and there's a few other people who know it. Not many people know it, and I never list the person's name. When this is over, if everything works out, and I truly believe it will, I'll reveal to you and a few others who these people actually are, because they're very well knowledgeable. They're very nice, very smart people, and I'm going to
and
leave it at
Wander
that.
posting stuff, and Austin said, "Oh, Trump post. He posts every day. There's an indictment, and that's bad."
Well, Trump is a little bit more bold than Wonder. Trump has been around a lot longer, so you
Yeah.
can't really, I mean, compare the
You
two of
think? I
them.
mean, you
But
think his value will go up if he gets exonerated, or you think it'll take a while to get his stuff back up?
I don't know enough about cards. I think you'd need a good season from him, and then his value would go back up.
Yeah. I'm not getting rid of nothing. I was like, man, I just spent close to $1,000. I'm like $800. I'm like, oh shit.
Do you know how many people they've said would never play again, and they ended up playing? I mean, didn't Aroldis Chapman probably is lucky that he is playing, but he has had a nice career.
Yeah, he should
You
be. Yeah,
know,
he should be in
he
four-letter
should
word.
be
I'm not
in
gonna say
jail,
it.
but hey, but he's not. Marcell Ozuna, he was caught on tape doing something, and he continued
Yeah.
to play him. And I mean, he's all right. I'm sure he's made himself fine now, but So, like I said, I don't think he did anything that'll warrant him going to. Like I said, if I were to argue with Tom, and I'm not doing that, because like I said, I like him. I like his rants about the Bucks. Made me feel a little better
Yeah.
today. But again, I would say, well, why? What's taking so long to indict him, or not indict him, extradite him? What's taking so long? That's what I would ask him, and he would say, I don't know. I'd say, yeah, well, you should think about that. So yeah. All right, I've got to get off here because I'm getting tired
All
and
right,
my phone is
Andy.
dying.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
I'll take deep breaths and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll hear something this week
Got it.
or before the end of the
Hopefully.
year. Go
That'll be
Bucks.
nice. Yep, go Bucks.